Using the geography data type, you can gather data about countries, provinces, regions, states, counties, cities, and towns. The information is gathered from Wikipedia and other online sources. The data you can extract depends on the type of geographic location you have selected. You can gather information from a single geographic location, or you can gather information about a large list of geographic locations, all at the same time. I will enter the name Warsaw. With the cell selected, I will click on the Ribbon's Data tab and then click on the Geography button. A question mark will appear to the left of the name. Excel displays this question mark because there are many towns named Warsaw, and it doesn't know which one you want to use. At the same time Excel places the question mark in the cell, it shows a data selector on the right side of the worksheet. The data selector displays the cell address to the left of the name, so you can easily identify which cell Excel is questioning. You can click on any of them to learn more about them. There are more towns named Warsaw than are shown here. To view more towns named Warsaw, you can click on the magnifying glass, or you can click on Show More Results at the bottom of the window. The order in which these appear may be different at different times. The data selector can be zoomed separately from the worksheet. If you have a mouse with a scroll wheel, you can use that while holding down your control keys to zoom in and out. Otherwise, you can zoom in using Control plus Alt plus the plus key. You can zoom out using Control plus Alt plus the minus key. You can only use the plus key and minus key on the numeric keypad. Click on any of the location buttons to get information about that location. If you close the data selector without selecting a location, you can click on the question mark in the cell at any time to reopen it. If you click on Select below one of the towns, Excel identifies that town as the one you want to gather information about. I will select Warsaw in Indiana. You can distinguish a city's location by typing the name of the city, followed by a comma, and then the state, province, or region. For example, typing Anderson, Indiana in a cell distinguishes the city you are referring to. When you click on the Geography button, a question mark will not appear, as Excel will know exactly which Anderson you are referring to. When you have made your selection, Excel places the Geography data type icon in the cell. When the cell is active, an icon will be displayed to the right of that data. Moving your cursor over the icon, you will see the tooltip Insert Data, Extract Data to a Cell. Clicking on the icon will show the options available for the type of location you have entered. Selecting the word Population places the town's population in the cell to the right. I will select Area next. The area is in square kilometers. I will click on the Data Type icon. The data card appears. Most of the towns have a picture of the town. I will click on the arrow in the bottom left corner of the picture. The text is hard to read. If you click on the text on the left, Excel will take you to the Wikipedia site for the geographic location you have entered. If you click on the icon, you will be taken to the Bing web page that contains pictures of the geographic location. Most of the data that appears here is the same as when you click on the Insert Data button. When you move your cursor over each item of information, you will see an icon to the right. Clicking on the icon will add that data to the next empty cell. I will add the longitude option. Notice that when you select a data type option, Excel enters a formula in the cell. By using a formula, I can place information from a geographic data type in any cell. In cell G5, I will enter the formula to get the town of Warsaw's population. I will enter the equal sign, then the cell address of the geographic location, which is A2. I will enter a period and then select the population option. If you selected a range of Indiana cities and towns and then clicked on the Geography button, Excel would automatically assume that the cities and towns you wanted were the ones in Indiana, and it would enter the geographic data type icon instead of the question mark in the cell. Notice that Excel has added Indiana to all of the towns except for Indianapolis. Let's look at the advantages of creating geography data types within a table. I will convert the states into geography data types and then format them as a table. Now, when I add additional states, they will automatically become geography data types. I will click on the icon. Notice that there are a lot more options for states than there were for towns and cities. I will select Image. Excel added an entire column of state flags. I will select the Capital option. Here is a cool tip when you are working with tables. You can type the name of one of the options in the header row, and it will automatically create that column of data for you. I will use this method to create columns for area and population. You can use the data type options to create formulas. I want to know the density of the state's population. The density can be computed by taking the population divided by the area. I will enter the formula starting with the equal sign, then the cell address of the geographic location. I will enter a period and then select population. I will enter the divide sign. I will enter the cell address of the geographic location, then a period, and then select area. Now, when I press the Enter key, Excel fills in the data for all the locations. I will change the column heading to Number of People in Square Kilometer. In Excel, the geography data type allows you to explore and extract hierarchical geographical information from a broad set of locations, including towns, counties, states, and countries. This functionality lets you connect related geographic entities, making it easier to analyze data in a structured, hierarchical manner. This spreadsheet contains cities from different countries that I have formatted as a table. I will add another column by clicking on the Add Column icon. I will select Population. I will do the same to add a column for Area. I will increase the height of the header column and then click on the Wrap Text button. I want to add the state or province for each of the cities. I will click on the Data Type icon for the first city in the table. I will move the cursor over the state. When I do so, the Add Column icon appears to the right. I will click on it to add that column. The state or province is added for all of the rows in the table. With the state cell selected, I will follow the same procedure as I did for the city by clicking on the Add Column button and then selecting Population. I will do the same thing for Area. I want to add the countries next. I will click on the Data Type icon for the first state in the table. I will move the cursor over the countries. When I do so, the Add column appears to the right. I will click on it to add that column. The country is added for all the rows in the table. With the country cell selected, I will add the columns for population and area. I will select the column headings for population and area, and then click on the Wrap Text button. I will change the names of the column headings. This hierarchical navigation allows you to build a contextual understanding of geographic data by linking smaller entities, like towns, to their larger governing regions, like counties, states, and countries. This feature is particularly useful for analyzing geographic trends, reporting, or creating data-driven visualizations in Excel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Click on the link in the description below to get additional great free content. Share this video with your friends and colleagues. Comment below with any questions or suggestions for future tutorials. We love hearing from you. Have a great day.